I was more involved with the Spanish speaking culture, so I didn't get to hang out as much with the Koreans or with the Filipinos, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of people from Korea, from the Philippines, from India, from different parts of Africa. So it was really cool to kind of get to know them. Sometimes on exchanges, you'd get to go to see these cool families from like from Nigeria and stuff like that that you don't see out here out west as much as you would back east. But I dealt mainly with Hispanics, obviously, and I noticed that depending on the city, there's different concentrations of people. For like example, in Dover, there's a lot of Colombians. There's a lot of Puerto Ricans. If you go to Patterson, there's Dominicans everywhere, and Peruvians as well. Patterson, actually, if I'm correct, has the highest density of Peruvians of any city in the United States. Some odd fact that I heard might be true, might be not. And so you get all these really cool cultures. Not as much people from like Panama or Nicaragua. You don't see those as much. But you see Dominicans a lot. You'll see a lot of Peruvians. You saw a lot of people from Colombia and from Ecuador. And then Mexico and Guatemala. Those are the most that I noticed while I was on my mission. And they all have different foods. They all have different cultures. Mostly, I would say Hispanics are very family and home-centered. I would say that across the whole Hispanic board, I mean, if you talk about their family, they're gonna want to talk to you because they all love their families. People who came to the United States from, Hispanic cultures are usually here to work. So that was a struggle sometimes that we saw is, you'd meet these people, they were awesome, they were prepared, but they worked like 2 or 3 jobs and never were at home. So it was really hard to keep in touch with them. Something that you'd get a lot is no tengo una hora fija, un horario fijo, which means I don't have a set schedule. So it was really hard sometimes to get in touch with people because they came here, they worked, they sent money back home, and then they left. And that's really their purpose for being here. They don't understand that Heavenly Father brought them here so that we could talk to them. A really good thing is just be persistent about getting people's information. A lot of times, you'll meet awesome people, and then they'll kind of give you like, here's where I live. But just getting people's addresses a lot of time isn't enough because you don't know when they're going to be home, and sometimes when they are home, they can just juke you. So something that's really juking means that you could show up to somebody's house, and they'll either be there or you will have set an appointment, and they'll just kind of ignore you. So like if you set an appointment with somebody and you show up and they're not there, they juked you. Or if they're there and they just won't open the door, they're juking you. Something that's really good is getting people's phone number. A cool trick that somebody taught me, I don't know who it was, but was you get their number and then you read it back to them wrong. And then if they correct you, then you know that the new one's the right number. And then if they don't correct you, then you know that they just don't want to talk to you anymore. So you kind of don't have to worry about them and keep spending your time chasing after them when you could just go find somebody that's more prepared. Another thing is just try to get members involved. If you get members involved with somebody, they're less likely to just kind of drop off the face of the earth because they'll build a friendship with members that they can't really build with you. You can't really be there for them as much as a member could, and you can't have as much of a human, normal relationship with people because you're obviously a missionary and you have to do other things and you have to spend all of your time doing missionary work. But members can just have a more casual relationship and they can build bonds and friendships that are going to last. So if you get these members involved with new investigators, not just once you already have a relationship with them, but if you get members involved right at the very beginning and you get the members to ask for the person's phone number and to invite them to things, then even if you may lose contact with this person, it's more likely that they'll have contact with the members. Just learn to eat everything that they offer you because Hispanics really value what they're giving you. A lot of times you have people who are not in the best circumstances economically, and they're making a lot of sacrifices to feed you. So eat everything on your plate. I've heard a lot of stories of missionaries who have tried to circumvent that. Just eat it. You don't want to see that experience where they wash their windows really well and you wanted to throw the soup out the window and it kind of just got stuck on the window. So just make sure that you eat it and you're nice about it, and just they love you. Hispanics are very loving people. They're very, very warm, very affectionate. I can't tell you the number of times that I had an older Hispanic lady call me her kid. They treat you like you're their son or their daughter if you're a sister missionary. They're just very family centered. You can because they're so family centered, a lot of times they have a lot of family issues because they care so much and they're very involved with their family. And so something that happened to their third cousin will get them down someday. Um, but they're just genuine. They're very warm. A lot of Hispanics are overly polite, I would say. They're very nice. And so they don't want to outright tell you no. I'm not interested, and so they'll like be nice, and they'll kind of be like, "Well, I'm really busy," and obviously you want to be persistent, and so they're like, "But really, I'm not really always home," and then they'll give you their information, but then you're just chasing a lost cause because they don't actually want to meet with you, but they won't tell it to you to your face.